So welcome to the class, and in this we are going to do the structure of the budget. And whenever we talk about a budget, two things should come into your mind. One is receipts and the other is expenditure. So in the structure of the budget, we'll be talking about the receipts and the expenditure. Budget receipts, budget expenditure. So when you're talking about receipts, there are two types. One is the revenue and the other is the capital receipts. So also with the expenditure, you have what is known as the revenue expenditure and you have what is known as a capital expenditure. So I want you to have a look at this, what the structure of the budget as I've showed it to you. Here it is. So just look at this. So yes, now you're talking about the government components of the government budget. So broad components you can say is the revenue budget and the capital budget. And taking the revenue budget would show revenue receipts and revenue expenditure of the government. And capital budget will show capital receipts and capital expenditure of the budget. So regarding the structure of the budget, what we do is we put down it as budget receipts and budget expenditure. In budget receipts, we have what is known as the revenue receipts and the capital receipts. Now, what are the revenue receipts? They are of two types. That is the tax revenue and the non-tax revenue. So, tax revenue have receipts from direct taxes and receipts from indirect taxes. And non-tax revenue is some fees and fines, special assessment, gift grants, escheats, interest-free receipts. So that is there. So we are talking about revenue receipts. So what are these capital receipts? Well, they can be studied under three heads. One is recovery of loans, loans and borrowings, and disinvestment of shares of public enterprises. Now what we have is the budget expenditure. So here have revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. So what do we have in revenue expenditure? It is interest payment. It is what is known as interest payment, grants and subsidies, payment of wages and salaries, expenditure on education and health services, expenditure on defense. All this comes here. And in capital expenditure, it is expenditure on construction of what? Of buildings, roads, bridges, etc. Expenditure on machinery and equipments. Then expenditure on purchasing of shares, then loans to state and foreign government, and also repayment of loans. So all of this comes under capital expenditure. So this is basically what is the structure of the budget, and we will in the next class I'm going to talk about the difference between all of this.